The sun rises over a remote fjord in northwestern Iceland. It is a beautiful place. But winters here are harsh. Heavy snow and sub-zero temperatures paralyze the landscape. Brutal winds constantly pound the mountains. And storms whip the seas into a frenzy. Our journey to film Arctic foxes brings us to the island country of Iceland. More specifically, to the West Fjords region of Iceland. Only accessible via ferry, Kvíar is an isolated lodge that sits on a southern coast. From the ferry, Zodiacs then deliver guests to the shore. Upon arrival, we immediately see evidence of our quarry, the Arctic fox. Filming in the Arctic can present its own challenges, but they aren't any more than what photographers have to endure. Our heroine's name is Melrakki. She is a dominant Arctic fox in the area. The word Melrakki loosely translates to rock dog in Icelandic, reflecting her primary territory along the rugged coasts. Physiological adaptations allow her to survive here. Melrakki's personality and intelligence permit her to thrive in this tough habitat. She is the queen of this kingdom. The Arctic fox is a small canid. The average female measures 22 inches long with a 14-inch tail. It weighs about 8 pounds. The more widespread red fox, by comparison, averages 20 inches long with a 15-inch tail. But the red fox is heavier at 13 pounds and much more aggressive than its Arctic cousin. Like most foxes in Iceland, Melrakki is a blue morph. She's bluish-brown in winter and turns grayish-brown in summer. Worldwide, blue morphs represent less than 5% of this species. Arctic foxes are perfectly adapted to their environment. Their noses are remarkably powerful, allowing them to detect odors at levels 1,000,000 times smaller than humans can. Their compact noses are also extremely sensitive. Tiny feet are well suited for icy and snowy ground. Thick hairs between the toes furnish insulation from the cold. Short ears and a flat face minimize exposure to the cold. A thick tail acts as a mattress, limiting body contact with the cold ground. Deep within the tail pit, temperatures can be 90 degrees warmer than the surrounding air. The most critical adaptation is the fur. The plush underfur layer runs more than 2 inches deep. This insulation makes the Arctic fox impervious to cold weather. Scientists believe this animal could survive the coldest temperatures ever recorded on Earth, and then some. The Arctic fox doesn't even begin to shiver until it dips to 90 below zero. It is supremely adapted for life in the Arctic winter. Melrakki's personality contributes greatly to her survival. She's quite a character. Melrakki is extremely bold. She tackles the steepest hills effortlessly. Snow in her face does not faze her. Deep snow doesn't halt her progress. Melrakki is not afraid to take the plunge off any ledge, no matter how tall. Melrakki also shows a playful side. Scientists theorize that Arctic foxes roll and slide downhill to cool off. Others believe this behavior clears snow and ice from their fur. Whatever the reason, Melrakki sure looks like she's enjoying it. Melrakki also uses intelligence to master her environment. She caches food throughout her territory, usually burying it. When she needs a snack, a quick dig unearths it. Melrakki is a coastal fox. As an omnivore, she typically feeds on birds like the rock ptarmigan and also preys on seabirds and ducks like the king eider. Low tide regularly reveals a seafood banquet. Here, Melrakki captures a sea creature and takes her meal to go. After carrying it up the mountain, she buries her cache behind the trees, away from the hungry eyes of the other foxes. Melrakki seems to be comfortable with humans. In fact, whenever she saw us in the field, she approached us. Some early explorers tamed Arctic foxes, who proved to be incredibly efficient in controlling rat populations on ships and in camps. Some even took the foxes back home as pets. Melrakki has also learned to benefit from human presence. That works in Hornstrandir because here the foxes are protected from hunting and trapping. In this frigid, often barren place, Arctic foxes have to be intelligent and adaptable to scratch out a living. On our last morning in Kvíar, we saw a vocalizing Melrakki sunning herself on a ridge. A male fox returned her call. Could Melrakki be hearing from her mate? Later that day, we spotted Melrakki high up in the mountains, moving with a purpose. With our cameras trained on the steep mountainside, we see Melrakki and her mate dance and tussle in the snow. Unbeknownst to us then, we were witnessing typical Arctic fox mating behavior. Often, it looked like Melrakki and her mate took turns pouncing on each other. But they weren't fighting. Rather, they were performing the mating dance. A frenzied combination of chasing, wrestling, and tussling. As the mating pair careened down the mountainside at breakneck speed, it reminded us that Melrakki is a wild animal, free to pursue her destiny in this remote, forbidding place. The next time we visit, we hope to see her kids. Melrakki is the ultimate survivor. Her adaptations have allowed her to thrive in this unforgiving realm. It still amazes us that she'll start to shiver, maybe at around 90 below zero. Melrakki's intelligence has given her the ability to find resources when she needs them, and her resilience makes living in the Arctic look rather easy. Crowned with a face full of snow, the majestic Melrakki is clearly the Queen of Kvíar.